Hello everyone, back again in my kitchen. Now I'm just doing really simple food that we love to eat ourselves. It's the way we eat every night of the week, and perhaps on the weekend we're a bit more extravagant. And I know I perhaps use a few ingredients you might not have, but I will try and give you alternatives. But the one thing I can't cook without is extra virgin olive oil and Australian extra virgin olive oil. And I'm lucky enough to have my own, and also my verjuice is really important, but that I can give you other alternatives like lemon juice and mirin and a little bit of vinegar. So don't be astounded by the amount of olive oil I use. It's what I do, and you don't have to do it, but I'm not going to change my ways. So tonight I am going to cook these beautiful chicken thighs. Now, depending on your ability to purchase and or find, but the better the chicken, the better the dish. But always, this is my favorite cut. It's the thigh with skin on, bone in, and it cooks so beautifully. And I'm lucky to have the legacy of my daughter Sassy, whose chooks continue on, and with Peter, and they are so beautiful. But any chook, skin on, bone in, you can do this. Oh, and because it's autumn, my garden is just so full of tomatoes, you wouldn't believe it. So we're going to have tomatoes a lot of ways. But having this tomato and the chicken that I'm going to start on the stove, whoops. Having told you about all the extra virgin olive oil I use, doesn't mean I don't use butter. Sometimes only butter can do. And for me, it's the beautiful scent, the smells of the kitchen when you walk inside and someone has been cooking. It's something that makes me feel so good and makes everyone feel as if they're home. We've got two pans here, one for the chicken thighs and one for the tomatoes. Now I need the higher heat for the tomato because I'm going to saute it, and for the chicken I'm going to cook it first in the pan just to give it colour, and then I will move it into the oven. But it will only take about 10 minutes in total. I know I'm lucky, I have a farm and I have a beautiful garden, but if only you could smell this lemon thyme. It is so beautiful, and I'm making the most of it right now. But that doesn't mean I'll only use the lemon thyme. You can put lots of different herbs in, and in one dish, or all together or singly, doesn't matter. The tomatoes are ready to go. I can hear the butter is ready, a little bit of olive oil to stop it burning, and that's only about a teaspoon, but I want the butter to be hot and foamy before I put anything in. Tomatoes beautifully chopped up. I crisp the other side of the foam, and I'm not going to put them all in at once. That's just part and parcel of saute. Put those in. Oops, I have to take this off so it doesn't burn. Then a few more in. Now that's all I'm going to put in this pan. Even though we had a kilo of tomatoes that we cut up, I've only used about 600 grams. And it's all about the size of the pan. And here needs some salt. Tomato on the floor, I promise you. Okay, this needs a little bit more butter in the pan for the chicken, I've had it sitting here at room temperature for about 20 minutes. I always leave my chicken or my meat out at room temperature. And once I've got that nice and bubbly and a little bit toasty, the butter that is, nut brown, putting that to one side so I can concentrate. I don't usually have to worry about someone filming me. Okay, skin side down, but quite gently at this stage, because, and to be gentle, I pull it off the pan for a little bit, off the heat, I mean. I don't want it to all seize up. I want it to just be really lovely and gentle so it doesn't shrink, okay? Now, I am going to time that, and I'll tell you, I probably have it in the pan for about 4 minutes before I put it into the oven. I'm going to just wash my hands now because I've had raw chicken. See, that's what I'm after, a really gentle golden on that side, just a few seconds more. There's nothing more than a splash of verjuice, that if you don't have verjuice, use a little bit of even red wine vinegar. What you're after is a slight acid finish on it. So we've got the sweetness of the very ripe tomatoes, and now I'm going to transfer this to a dish for the oven. I can't put this pan in the oven because of the handle. I keep these enamel plates for this very reason. So I'll turn that off. These go into the oven now. They were quite a nice sized thigh, so they will probably be 8 minutes in the oven at 200 degrees, but we'll test it and they'll need quite about a 10-minute rest before they are actually used. Okay, what I'm wanting here is to take the juices of the tomato and the butter and the verjuice, or you've used a bit of vinegar, down so it's syrupy and it's a base for the chicken. I could do a green with it, but I'm running out of puff. See how it is really reducing, those juices are reducing, and it just makes it just maximizes flavor. That's what I'm always doing. Everything I do with my cooking is maximizing flavor, because that's how I love it. But never at the expense of it being, I was going to say never at the expense of being healthy for you, but some people might think the amount of olive oil I have is not healthy. But I'm not worried about it. Okay, I'll turn that off. So it's a very rough tomato sauce. Okay, now that it's cooked, I'll add some pepper. And with these really fresh herbs, you can just pluck a little bit from them. They actually, if it's normal time, you have to cook it out. But these beautiful fresh lemon thyme, I'm just going to add. Let me do it properly, one by one. I'm just going to add to this, but that's only because I'm waiting for the chicken to finish. A lot of these things are not essential. They're just adding another level. This will be beautiful just as it is, but in my cooking, this is always with chicken, that last bit. And that's as they rest, and it's only a teaspoon or two of the verjuice, and it just creates these lovely juices on the bottom. That's been 9 minutes in the oven at 200. We could have gone 11 minutes at 180 degrees, but 9 minutes, I'm always in a hurry. So I am going to leave those for 10 minutes before I serve. And the difference is then you will carve into it and it'll be just past pink, so it won't be overcooked or undercooked. It will be silky and perfect. I'm just warming. I had taken the tomatoes off the stove because they're this lovely puree now to be the sauce. But I am putting it back on the heat because these resting juices, which is butter and verjuice and chicken juices, will go in. Nothing is wasted. I'll just bring that back to the boil. I always warm a plate, a serving plate, if I've got a hot dish, just for a moment in the oven as it's cooling down. And here we go. What have I here? The puree sauce on the base this time. But, I don't know. I wish you could smell it. But I'm going to taste it just to make sure. I tasted it while you weren't looking, but I'll do it again. The tomato with that verjuice to give it the lift, the butter, the little bit of herb in there. So simple, so beautiful. Tongs. All right, these two are going to go on the table just like that. And then because it's just Colin and I, we'll serve from there. But I just happen, because I have so many green zebra tomatoes in my garden, and I love colour. I've already got that beautiful red, but these green zebra, I've just put a little bit of baby dill and mint, and I'll just put that on there for colour, just to freshen, oops, my glasses are coming off, just to freshen it up. So there we have, always have to have a green, don't we? Just a simple, beautiful meal.